been keeping up?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. I'm tired of waiting for our turn, though.
Every time somebody talks about the Carolina primary, they mention what percentage of the primary voters on the Democratic side are.
The reason why I wrote 411 was because I wanted to try to capture the feeling of the everyday type people who are dealing with, different things and different struggles during that specific space and time within American history.
I was just super excited when I read the script and found out that this young producer, director, and writer could write something so pleasant, so warm, so touching.
This is your moment.
Wow. And to just play the mother, to give my all in all, because I've been on numerous of movies playing the mom, but this was the most emotional character that I've ever played, and I loved it with everything inside of me.
Greg and his mother had he definitely had a great relationship. It was kind of funny looking on the outside end, but you definitely knew there was love there. He was willing to go anywhere for his mother, do anything for his mother, and in the end of it, he went the furthest extent to try and help his mother out.
The scene that was so vivid to me was when the son came home, and that scene was so touching, so promising, so loving, and so caring. The son, he showed so much compassion and love for his mom, and she, as being the mom, of course, gave it right back, but she was holding on to a promise that he had made to her, and somehow, some way, that promise got broken. Do you remember about 5 years ago? Came home and brought me this mug for Mother's Day. And you promised to be a better person, a better son, and a better man. And you have. And son, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
That's where you see the dynamic of their relationship. You definitely see that she understands his pain, where he's coming from, his frustration. He definitely does care about her. And she definitely lets him know she's proud of everything he's done up to that point of his life.
Trevor is a struggling young black male going through a lot of hardships, just like his friend was in the short film. He's more of a positive person, unlike his friend. He's going through a hard time, but he refused to give up. He kind of see the glass is half full than half empty. A positive person. That's the type of person that I see Trevor as.
Greg and Trevor had two totally different personalities, and I think that's what made them best friends. Trevor didn't mind working the very hard job after he got laid off, and Greg more or less didn't want to work a job that wasn't his personality exactly. Greg more or less wanted a job that was him.
The son and his best friend had good communication. You could tell that they were good friends, that they had a bond.
Erica was a very fun character. She was Trevor's love interest. She kind of took some of the darkness away from the movie. She brought some light to it with her positivity. Trevor was kind of digging her, so that was kind of taking the stress away from him with dealing with the situation with his friend Greg.
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Lines was long everywhere. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Man, that's crazy right there,
But
man.
hey, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm great. How can I help you today?
You know what? Don't even worry about it. We cool.
Nah,
We got
I'm
to roll
hungry.
anyway. Cool.
I can eat.
Let's just
Nah,
roll,
for sure.
man. Let's just roll.
I got time to
We'll
eat.
holler.
Nah,
All right, well, let's roll, man. Hey, I holler. Let's go, man. Let's roll. I think they would have probably had a bright future. They seemed like they had a lot of chemistry going on. So you never know. You never know. Yeah. What you doing out here walking by yourself?
The movie takes place on November 4th, 2008, which, if you don't know or have been living under a rock, is election day. One of the greatest elections in American history. But you'll be surprised because Greg is so consumed in his situation, he doesn't really get to live in the moment. What happens is he gets so consumed in having his back against the wall and feeling that it's him against the world that he doesn't get to live in the moment and embrace the moment of history, changing time and maybe even changing his situation for the better.
That day was an exciting day when the mom woke up and had her coffee and realized that, you know, this is election day. Being, again, that she was sickly, she couldn't do a lot to get out and vote.
After the passage of the Civil Rights Act, voters have chosen our first African-American president.
The scene with Erica and her grandmother, I thought was a very powerful moment because it represented the moment that we all witnessed.
Just our feeling of being able to look at her and know that this is going to happen in her generation and she's actually going to experience growing up with an African-American president just brought a lot of joy to me, and it made me feel of how I would feel with my grandchildren or children experiencing that.
It was much needed in this film, knowing what her grandmother had seen in her generation coming up, and her to witness a black president was very just unbelievable.
Mom! Mama! 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 Oh my God, Mama! Oh my God, Mama! Yo, man, hang up the damn phone, man. What are you doing?
What you doing, man? I'm trying to call 911.
Nah, man, we can't afford the ambulance out of hospital.
Man, your mom is sick, man.
It don't matter, man. Just go. Go outside.
Man.
Go wait outside, man. Just wait outside. Greg walks in and he finds his mother coughing blood on the floor, and it shows a very emotional portrayal of how deep his feelings really are. Because up until then, what you see is a frustrated young man living in a world where he feels as if he can't get in, but at that point you'll definitely see where emotion takes over anything, and his primal nature to love his mother comes in.
Your mom still in there?
Yeah, man. Look, she ain't going to the hospital. At least not yet.
Well, what you trying to do? Where you trying to go?
Look, just take me somewhere to get something for, all right? Man, just take me.
Yeah, all right.
And that's a cut.
Let me say, Thomas never makes mistakes.
Oh, I can climb up here.
You better get this. You better get this.
The experience in a whole, from the audition process to the screen test to rehearsals to the actual shooting, everything went great. Everything went well. We all had a good chemistry. Everybody was easy to work with, and you don't get that too often on movie sets. So I just had a wonderful experience, and I look forward to doing it again.
Bobby definitely had a great direction as far as what he wanted to do and how he wanted it, and he wouldn't settle for less as far as what he wanted to do, and that's what you need in a director, because they're just not going to settle and say, oh, okay, don't worry about it, we'll just work with that. You know, he wanted to, do it how he wanted to do it. You know, if he had to cancel that day and redo it, that's something I felt that Bobby would have done. So I think as far as his directing, I thought it was awesome. It was great. You know, it was kind of hard even to imagine that, he's still in college, because he did a lot better than even people who so-called call themselves professional.
I enjoyed it. It was a great experience.
Would you work on another set with Bobby Huntley?
I sure would any day. I love this.
Ask me. Hell no. I'm just playing.
Oh, damn, man. He's a very serious guy. I mean, serious guy. He takes his craft and he works with it. This movie, from my perspective, it's a good family movie. It tells about life. It is life, because you as a parent, you raise your children to do the right things, and somehow they get tangled up in a web that you don't know anything about until the very end.
It's a beautiful movie, and you should definitely go check it out.